website or social media platforms. Thank you for joining in, and today we have a very great topic that is balancing discipline and love in our parenting. How possible is it for us as parents to love and discipline in love? To discuss this very great topic is an amazing couple. I hosted them once here and they were telling us how they met. And today they are actually here to share with us how they've been able to parent their children, discipline them, and love them. So this is none other than Mr. Brian and Mrs. Joan Ampire. I know them. They are very, very amazing people, and we are blessed to have them here on the Family Hour. Why don't you join me welcome this great couple right here? Hi.
Hi.
Happy to have you once again.
Thank you very much.
Looking this amazing.
Thank you.
Mr. Ampire, happy to have you on the show. It's been a while now. After that, when you told us your story, I've not seen you again. Yeah. So, but we are very happy to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Claire.
Happy to have you, Joan.
We are humbled.
How are you doing?
We're doing good.
How is parenting?
The Lord has been our shield, I can tell you.
Without him,
Nothing.
things would not be okay.
Exactly.
As they are.
Exactly. Now I'll start with you to say hello to the viewer. Tell them really briefly about yourself, and then we will later go to Joy.
Hello viewers, I'm Brian Ampire and I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Claire, for hosting us. I thank God for this opportunity. Surely it has been our experience to have children and we mentor them to ourselves. Parenting as a topic today, I think we have worked on it partly the way we started. We thank God. It has been a journey, though short, but good. We have enjoyed it.
Wow. I like that. Oh, wow. Happy to hear that. John, please say hello to the viewer.
Hello, dear viewer. I hope you are right as well. And we are so humbled to be like right now in your TV set. And we are glad, really glad to be at this and speaking about parenting. That's my passion. That's my place of love. And then here I am speaking about it. It's just amazing. I'm Joan Chihembo Ampire. This is my husband. I always have to introduce myself. Yeah, I love it that way. And I'm a relationship coach, a certified relationship coach. And I love God. I love God. I love people. And yeah, that's basically about me.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's so beautiful, and I love it. And now that we have a whole coach on board, so really, we are well covered. And definitely we will go to our great topic of balancing discipline and love in parenting. And I would love to take it up from you. Maybe we can start from the daddy, the father,
the head.
Like how, like, yeah, please share your experience. How is it like at home? The Lord has blessed you with children. How are you able to, discipline, also love them and all that? Okay, disciplining is actually love.
Yeah, true.
How are you able to balance that?
Balancing that too. First of all, we are blessed with two, a boy and a girl. That is the girl, she's the eldest, and the boy is the youngest now. For now.
For now. I love her for now.
Now, balancing those two, especially with love, you cannot say that I'm not going to punish them. Usually, you see from the girl, the experience of the girl, because now I'm getting, at times I see how this boy behaves and I'm like, this is not how the girl used to behave. But for the girl, when you tell her something that stop this, she can hear faster and do what you have said compared to a boy. So to me what I opted to do is I follow instruction. Tell her we are following this. If it is a rota, we are following it. Wow. If you are supposed to do, if say in the morning you are doing this, do it. Because even me myself, I'm putting myself there to see at least they can see me and copy. They have what to say. Especially when you say something, someone you might see how they are saying, Daddy said this. Or at times you say, Daddy, you said we're supposed to be doing this. And when you do something else, it means you should exactly do what you are doing.
Oh. Yeah.
So at least that one I've learned, and from what we are telling her, we are seeing there's a difference.
Okay. First of all, I appreciate where you say that you're there, you're doing, and they are seeing you're also doing. You're being a present dad. You're parenting presently, which I really appreciate. And it's sad to say that really some parents have been complaining that dads are not really on board when it comes to this. So when you share that, I'm like, wow, I'm so wowed. So really, we have something to learn from that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's a call to all dads to be present, do, and let your children see what you're doing. Monkey see, monkey do. And I also appreciate where you get to understand, I have a girl and I have a boy. Really, they are wired differently. They do things differently. So we have, as parents, actually understand our children before we force everything on them. So thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up from you, the mother in the house.
The mother is thinking, my husband has really said it.
Okay, give us the mother side.
The mother side, that my balancing discipline and love to my babies, I first understood that these babies God has blessed me with different sex, and then it's still not going to have the same age. Me trying to make sure I am in their age. One is 4, another one is 2. And so what the 2 is doing, the 4 is definitely way better than that. So myself, I understood they are going to be different at every age. What I tell my daughter is not what I'm telling my son. And how do you strike that difference? Because right now I can tell my 4-year to sit down. But the 2-year is experiencing everything. You cannot tell them to sit. But I don't compare them. You see what your sister is doing. You see what this one is doing. I handle them differently, the way they are at the age they are at. So I have learned that in parenting, that you extend love differently. How I say I love my husband is different from how I love my mom. It's different from how I love you. And it's different from how I love my children. But it's all love. So I differentiate that love, that I know I have to stop you from doing something, but I cannot give you an opportunity to do it. Like I normally, they call it like tough love. Of I'm on a stove lighting it up, and then my son wants to touch the lighter. I'm like, it's okay. You touch it when I'm there. Wow. So that I will know, you will know that it is hot, but I'll also see how much you have burnt, like how much it has burnt you. So for me, I call it tough, but it is helpful that when I'm not there, he's going to know that this thing is hot. So he's not coming closer to it than stopping, because mothers, mostly we quickly see what is going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, if you touch that stove, it's already hot. You know how much it is hot right now. You know the red it is going to do. And then you're like, no, don't touch that. Don't touch that. It's hot. Stop. Don't. So when you're not there, curiosity for kids, they're just growing. They're going to touch when you're not there. And then they will get burnt. But because you stopped them, they know. So they are not going to come and tell you, Mommy, I am burnt. The next thing you see, the hand is rotting or something. So I allow them, when I am there, to touch that hot plate, to touch that cup that is hot, to also help me lift the table, take them to the sink. Be careful, it can break. Be careful. Of course, some break, but at least they know, than never breaking a plate or a cup, and they never learn how to even shift from to see that people have finished eating and lift things to the sink. So to me, that is what I'm using as a parent. Can I leave you to experience it first? And then when I'm telling you it is going to be hot, you will know that it's hot because you've experienced it. Not me experiencing it for my children first. I let them to first get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, Brian, you have something?
No, she says something she said. I learned it from her. Initially, I would say, please don't let her touch there. She said, it is okay, let her touch there now. So as that tomorrow I'm not there, she can see. But now you say it is a lighter, she knows that this one, if it is something hot, she knows that it is hot. She said, this is hot, it's hot. I'm not going to touch. Or either she comes and says, Daddy, this is hot, don't touch.
And the other thing, now the 4-year has helped me nurse this, the 2-year. I mean, she knows these things are hot. She'll be, Leon, this is hot. Don't touch, this is hot. It doesn't come from me to stop him. So when it's a sister stopping him, it becomes much easier for him not to touch. But of course, sometimes he touches. But most of the times, my girl is protecting him because she knows it is going to burn.
Okay. Wow. Now, this is a bit so interesting. But sometimes you find parents are saying, like, it's so hard for me to actually see my child going through that. Like, I can't handle that. How is it easy for you, or how are you able to carry that? To see him getting burnt, and you're like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, like how?
My mom, I got this from my mom. She said, you would choose to suffer for 2 weeks than suffering for the rest of your life. You don't want to teach your child this now because they are still young. In your mind, you think they are young, but as a child, you will forever be young in front of a parent. You will never grow old. There are some parents who are 70 and they are calling their 60-something son and they're saying, my son, my daughter. You will forever be young, and you will forever feel you can correct your son at any time, at any day. So you would choose to burn a finger than burning a whole body. When you're not there, you're at work, and the next thing is the child has touched a saucepan that was full of water or milk or something, and they are burnt. But you would choose to let them touch the stove that is hot. Oh, it is hot, it is hot. And you get off that period where something can happen that is much bigger. So that is what we are using. As a family, let them experience it now with our guidance. You get, with us seeing, with us leaving them to explore when we are there as witnesses, so that we don't look like we stopped them from getting into something. And of course, it's the home things that we are really seeing now because they are still young. Even when they grow up, the child will never forget that I got burnt by touching a candle or that it was lighting.
Okay. Wow. I love that, but also this brings out a lot of questions. I know, like, everyone has a different mind when it comes to disciplining and loving children. So really, I would want to take it up from you. How can you bring it to our understanding when we talk about discipline? What are we exactly talking about? Because someone out there would be like, wow, giving them some slippers, that is disciplining. But really, I want to get it up from the two of you. How, like, bring it to our understanding. What is it? What is loving our children? What is disciplining our children? Do I start from here?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, loving our children and disciplining them. They look to be two, but it's one to me. Because you cannot love someone and you fail to discipline him or her.
That's correct.
So what we do when he or she has done wrong, first I tell you, but what you are doing is wrong. Stop it. Next time when I tell you for the second time and you are doing the same, I might slap you. Really slap. Give you a slap. You see it. Times when you slap him and he sees that he has cried, he or she is crying loudly. Know that she didn't intend to do it. Then you slap her and she keeps quiet, said that I'm sorry. Not, you know that she knew what she was doing. And remember I first told her, I'm telling her, don't touch, don't do this. She continues. When after doing it, I give you a slap, so you keep, you know that this one is bad and I'm not going to do it. Then there are times when you, let's say, let's use this example. Usually when they are watching their cartoons, and you tell them, this time, we are stopping watching at this time. They are aware that watching is between 4 to 7. From 7, prepare yourself, eat by 7:30. Beyond that, no watching. Then I would come and go to the TV and start watching. Me, I'm a fan of football, so they know their time is their time. When they're watching, they are watching their things.
And when it's your football time?
It's my football time. I come at times if I watch news, I'm on news. They would even remind me, Daddy, you are not putting football on news. Yes, they know that you are not putting football, but they will not come and say, Daddy, we want to watch cartoon. I told them, your time is there. You have watched. You've been watching your things. We can watch them together. I tell you this one is this, but when clocks past their time, they know it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It doesn't, I don't want to, he seems to make it look like a barracks of this like this. But it's something that you keep consistently doing so that they get to digest it very fast. And children do digest quickly. They get it. When you keep it consistent, they digest it. So now when she's schooling, she knows she has to sleep by 8. And so even when it is like clocking to 8 and you're not sounding like she's supposed to sleep, she'll start looking at your faces of, am I going to sleep or I am going to be here with you? So they know, but it has to be consistent, really.
I know.
And
actually, what you're talking about is so true, because my daughter usually asks me when it's about that time. She's like, but I think it's time to eat. But I think it's time to pray. And in my head, I'm like, okay. She actually knows the time. Yeah. Even when I've like, it's out of my mind, but she will always remind you. So really what you're talking about is quite true.
When she's consistent, they'll get to know. And even the time, they get to know everything. So being consistent is also something that can help you in balancing your parenting.
I'm challenged would be going or even going to sleep. Say we prayed earlier and they are still awake. They again remind us that we didn't pray.
You see? Yeah.
We didn't pray.
Oh, so I love that.
Because telling her that before you go to sleep, first pray. Know that. Even though you have prayed,
they actually get it more than you.
Yes, the earlier hours. It was at 8. Now you're sleeping at 10. That one has passed.
Go to sleep.
Because you said before we sleep, we have to pray.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
She has it in her mind.
Okay.
Or even you are getting out of the house, we need first pray before we go. She has it in her mind more than us.
I know.
Just to remind us.
I've been there, so I really know what you're talking about.
So really, for me, one thing that I have used so much to help in balancing discipline and then with love, to me, discipline is, like he said, you cannot say you love someone and you don't correct them or you don't teach them. So we love our children. So how are you going to correct them to do something? At 1 year, my son, and even I started it with my daughter, she knocks on the door of our bedroom to enter. But it was a tug of war for me for like 1 week. I went through that, clearly the shortest pain of seeing your daughter crying on that door. But I would open, because I want her to have that discipline of entering someone's room, first knock. And then I myself, when I'm going to their bedroom, and when she has closed, she tells me, "Mommy, knock." I also go back and knock on the door. "Can I enter, please?" She says, "Yes." So how did I do it? For the first time when she was starting to crawl and walk, I closed the door behind me and told her, we knock on the door like this. "Can I enter?" Then I say yes, and you go in.
Wow.
I close the door. She cries. I open again and I tell her, you knock like this. I close again. I wait for the knock. Then, of course, the first day isn't easy. The second day isn't easy. But then she starts to scratch on the door. When she scratches, I open. When she doesn't scratch, I don't open. And then the next week, she's knocking. Not speaking well, but knocking. And the other week and a month, she knocks. So every time when we get home, the first time, like I had said before, now how we met, how we're doing parenting, it's when they still need us, the first 15 minutes really, when we've just got home, we realized they don't want us so much, because when we leave, they forget about us. But when we're coming in again, they remember us. You touch on the gate and you, "Mommy, daddy." So we realized the first 15 minutes they are around us, and then later they can start doing again the toys. So like we disappear again, we get used to them. So we said, why don't we give them the first 15 minutes? If you find them awake, play with them. Do anything with them. I move with them. Do whatever they were doing. They will forget you in a minute. Then you can tell them, "Mommy is going to bathe. Mommy is going to do this. Dad is going to do this." Then we close the door. They never cry for that.
Oh.
And the next thing they want to come in, they just knock. "Can we enter, Mommy, enter?" Then you say yes. But when you say wait, it is, please fulfill that. Don't say wait, then never to open again. If you say I'm coming, then have some time and come, so that they can know that when you get into the bedroom, you get some time and come back, not you disappearing the rest of the night. Or you tell them, "I'm not going to come back." So they know, they can differentiate everything. So I chose to understand that these babies are old. I call them adults in my home, because they know everything. Because they are learning from what we're doing. So they are adults entrapped in the young body's mind, but they are adults because they are copying what you're doing. So they are adults. They will do exactly what we're doing. So I consider them adults. I tell them what I would tell myself. How much I respect him is how I'm going to respect her. When she says something, I'm going to listen. I'm like, "Oh, okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I really, really love that. But for the benefit of the viewer right here, I see you are being so intentional with your children, with this whole thing. Like you're there consistently, intentionally, which really I appreciate. But then there could be a viewer out there, like it is said, really you cannot power from an empty cup. You cannot give what you do not have. You parent the way you were parented. So there are people who have been raised, not really receiving that love and that intentionality and all that really. So really, I want you to share your advice. How can you help such a person who doesn't even know how to love? Because you cannot be able to love if you don't have the love. So what's your take on that, and how can you really help such a person?
To me, I wanted to quote someone, but I could not get it right, but it would resonate with that. But it is, you cannot say that how your parent raised you up is exactly how you're going to raise your children. And the fact that you know you didn't receive love from these parents, that means you know what love means right now. You know what it is. So many people, so many parents out there are spoiling children because they were not spoiled. Most of the times we tag on that we didn't receive, and we are saying, how I suffered, I don't want my children to suffer. How I went to dig, I don't want my children to dig, right? So you are tempted to give time to the job so much that you forget that you actually have to love your children. When you love your children very well, loving them is not spoiling them, giving them gifts, buying them a car at 16 years, or a PlayStation for them to be in their rooms. Mostly that is what I've seen parents do, that they want to buy or build a house that is solid for the child to be upstairs, and the next thing they want to discipline them is go upstairs, go to your bedroom. Go to your bedroom. You're distancing yourself from them, and you can never discipline your child. And you're saying, I didn't have a room myself. I would want my child to have a room decorated this way, and the internet is open. We are seeing children rooms being so decorated, and you want that room that you would have received, or you would have wished when you were young to get, and you're giving it to your daughter, but then you're adding nothing else because you think that is the love. But let me tell you, Claire, getting closer to your child is the love. That's the love. They don't need these babies don't need a perfect mother or a perfect dad. They just need a present, a happy mom, a happy dad. They want to see you smile through. So that is what they can call love. So if you are outside there trying to balance through what you received or what you didn't receive, like that, the blame is on you, because how our parents were raised, it's how they raised us. But can't you break the chain? Can't you break the chain? You say, I have no love for children. How did you really give it, even start wanting to get pregnant? So that means you have love for the children. If you can go to town and buy them something, you love them. So please, that's love. It's not defined that when you love someone is when you have to spoil them, when you have to do these big things for them. No.
Okay,
you can
let me take it up from Brian. Thank you.
Right.
Let's hear that. I really want to hear the dad side. Yeah, please.
So to someone who is there and saying that I don't know how to love my children, it's not that there is no one who will come and say this is the way you should love your children. Maybe what you can do first, the best way you get it from God. You can say, tell God, I don't know how to do this.
I like that.
Help me, and I know how to love you. He will teach you. He will give you the way, than being there and saying, me, I don't know. Maybe let me do the way the other person is doing it. But when you get it from God and you really know that He's the one to give me the wisdom of how to raise my kids, He really does that.
Wow.
Then again on that, the best way to do it, even though you didn't receive that much that the love you say that you expected or you are seeing now, you said, I didn't get this love. I need to shower it to my children. Yes, it is good, but I would say let it have limits.
Wow. Okay. Well, I really like that, and I think that's why we really needed to get this side from here. But also still on you, Brian, I would love to get it up from you, because I know many fathers out there are watching and you are representing them.
Yes.
So really, from your sharing, I really appreciate how you have really tried to be there and discipline your children, show them love, Even through the hardest, the smoothest, and everything. So really, how has it benefited you for these years that you've been with your children? What are some positive highlights you can share with us from your journey of
what I've received, like, because now what I've seen now, they love me. They really love me. You know, if I'm going, at least they need me to be there. It's not that I'm going there, I'm there to do something for them. At least they need me to be there around them. Tell them something. I'm not good at narrating very many things, but the little things I can. I say give them some time. Talk whatever I have for them. Let me give an example of my girl. If I'm at home, she really loves to be next to me. We talk. She can't allow me to be quiet.
Like daddy-daughter time. Like, yeah, we have to talk. You're back. Okay,
She
I love
can't
that.
allow me to be. At least we have to talk. She has to tell me how her day went, and ask me mine. She said, mine. I tell her a little bit what I can. I think she'll understand. The rest, maybe you can ask mom. She won't tell you. But again, she goes and she tells her mom and comes back to me. She said, no, mama has said this and this and this.
Wow. I love it. Just in 1 minute before we go for a break, maybe we can pick it up from you, Joan, when we go for a break. Dear viewer, please, let's take a very short break. This show returns in a bit. Please do not change the TV station. We are coming back. Welcome back from that short break, and thank you very much for keeping it Church of Uganda Family TV. Thank you for keeping it Family Hour. And with me, your world's favorite host. Today in the studio, I am with Brian and Joan. They are doing us so very well, and I love it how they're speaking from their heart, and they're here sharing with us how it has been to parent their children, and also how they've been able to build, you know, to build a very strong and great relationship with their children, showing them love, disciplining them. Really, it has been an amazing journey, and right now they are here, and I would love them to share with us how challenging has it been. Well, we have been seeing how really good it has been, how it has been beneficial, how it has been so good, but definitely there is no journey that doesn't have, you know, potholes and all that. So they are here to share with us how challenging it has been, and also how they have been able to overcome this. And I'll give you an opportunity to do that. Should I start from this side?
Please, the priest first.
Oh, thank you. On that, the challenges are there. Are there very many, especially now when they are going to school. She's going to school, she gets there something, she learns something, then she comes and says, like, Daddy, what about this? To tell her that this one is different, or you are supposed to do this. My friend told me this. To explain to her that this one is bad, either the way we do things is different from how these other ones they are doing it. To perceive that, it gives her hard time. Tomorrow she will come back and ask you the same question. Then to the boy, for he, I don't know. It's a total experience, different.
I know.
Experience. For the boy and the girl.
I know.
Being different now, and the boy is bringing his own character which are different from the girl. Now, I would ask myself, how am I going to handle this? You tell him this at his age of 2, shows you that he's not even bothered to do something about it.
Like, I mean, how? Daddy, I have it, I got it.
I got it. I'm the man.
I'm the man. Like, I got it. Wow.
So you find it hard. Times if you don't give it time. Those days they used to tell us, it is a period. You need to go through it. Give it time. Indeed, you need to give it time. When you give it time, he'll come and see, realize that something is not. We find it tomorrow is not doing it after something. But when he has started it, to change his mind, very hard. You give him time. So that it's not that you'll get tired of talking. You have talked today, tomorrow, but with time you see there is a change. Because I think because of that, we talk about it day in, day out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. I love that. Let me take it up from you, Joanne.
So the challenges are, one, I think the consistency. As human beings, we run tired, dry of saying almost the same thing per day. But how challenging is it when you are looking at the profit, like looking at what you're going to gain out of it. To me, the challenge that I get, I keep positive. The people around me know I want to keep positive around everything. Whatever I'm doing, I want to keep positive. It is tiring to tell your daughter to sit properly, but you also feel like you want to relax at home and like sit maybe the legs in the couch straight, but then you're disciplining them to sit properly when it comes to the chairs and sit as a girl, as a man, do this. And it is challenging to keep consistently talking about something, doing exactly, because you know they are copying from you. They are not listening to what you're saying. They are seeing what you're saying. So how, to me, the whole challenging part is making sure you are an example to them. And it's an everyday job. It's an everyday job where you're supposed to even keep it where they're not, because you might forget if you start doing the double, that this side you're like this and this side you're like this. So keeping that has also disciplined me myself to make sure that I can be able to be disciplined in front of my children, and also they learn the discipline.
To add on what she has said, maybe there is something you do accidentally see it happen. One day, 2 days, you see her doing it the way
you did it.
You did it.
That is a season of math. So really, I can understand, I can relate, because honestly, that is what I'm going through at home. I'm actually very much careful, because I know there is someone recording invisibly somewhere there, and actually, really, it has humbled me. At first I used not to pay attention to it, but now it's actually coming to a reality. You find her, she's really mimicking what exactly you're doing, the way you stand, where you put your bag. Even when she comes this way, she'll put her bag. That's whatever she will just I think a days ago she really amazed me. I told her, Zoe, don't do that. It's really, I don't do that in public. And she was like, but mommy, this is not public. It is home.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Okay. It's getting hotter in here.
Where can we go? Yeah. Your children are seeing exactly what you're doing. So the whole challenging part is how consistent can you be? And also, as parents, we think it is too much for us to do for us, but not seeing the future, what the future holds. Because we like I said in the beginning, when you do something now when they're still young, you relax in future, because you know you tamed them right, than you stopping now because it is tiring and it is hectic. You also have work, you've been at work, then until you reach home, and now you have to be this, that for your child. It sounds much for our brains, but if we challenged our brains, it would be really simple. Yeah, because you know that if I teach my child from 1 to 10 years, then they will just be recycling that in the 15 years, in the 20 years. So aren't you going to be relaxed in those other years? You'll be just touching on this, touching on that, like adding on that. But then we've failed to do it now when they're still young. In our language we say akativa kinikakachirikat. You fail to bend it when it is still young to turn it to where you want, and now when it is already old, dry, it's going to crack. It's going to break. It's going to break. So why don't we start now? Bend them to where we want. And then of course you cannot bend something and not water it so that it gets bent clearly. So what is watering is love, is loving on them, spending time with them. If you look at what you want in maybe your marriage, to me I compare discipline and love to our children as how we handle marriage. How you say your marriage, nobody will know the marriage of the other person. Like everyone has their own formula for marriage. It's the same as raising children. You have your own formula. In marriage you're given a certificate before you start. And our reverend said that certificate, you're the one to give it a rank, whether it has to be a PhD, whether it has to be a diploma, whether it has to just remain as a certificate. So the more you want to learn in your marriage, you give it a rank, to the masters, to the PhD. And it's the same as children. If you're seeing your child, if you're saying, I am not going to get anything from you, you're not going to get anything from them. Or you're looking at their brain, they are still young at that moment. You don't want them to reason the same as you are at 40, at 30. You've gone through a lot that has tamed you to that part. And they are still just young, experiencing new brain, just a lot of things. They are just getting in a lot of things. So why don't you get to that age for a minute. Get to that age and know, if I am raising 2 children or 3, they are different ages. I am not going to see my 13-year-old with a 2-year-old, and then you want a 2-year-old to behave like a 13-year. A 13-year is now inquisitive. Things are changing on their bodies. They are seeing pubic hair. They are seeing everything. And then you want the other one. This one is quiet, trying to hide. And then you want this 2-year-old to be like this one of 13. It's going to be challenging, overwhelming for you, because you're comparing your children. And so basically, for parents, we should learn to be in their ages at that time. And God has blessed us with that flexibility of the intuition that we have to see your child, and you know there is something wrong, and you can choose to oversee it or go into it to make sure that they know that you're available for them, that you are in their lives. They see you present. Being present does not mean that you don't have to go and work. If someone says when you're giving gifts in replace for time, the time of our children, and then everyone asks, so you mean I have to stay home to look after these children? You want me to be a stay-home mom? No. You can go to work, but when you get home, can your child feel you, that you're home? And can they know that you're there? Like the dad said, the girl wants to be around. If he says, oh, no, today I am busy or I'm watching something, the next day, 2 days, she will come again. And the dad does the same. The next day, she will sit alone somewhere. And that is you have created a gap in front of your child. Then you're now disconnected. She will never come back to you.
That daddy is busy, daddy wants his time.
She'll never come back to you. So just give the children the first 15 minutes. Even as parents, really, if the old people, if I came to you, Claire, and you didn't give me the first 3 minutes, I'd be like, okay, how are you? You're like, I'm good. Then you get on your phone. I'll also turn like this and get on my phone. We don't speak. So it's the same as children. They want us the first time they feel. Yeah, it's more for children that they want us quickly. We can't think through that you're on your phone. They can't think through that you're on your phone. Maybe you're typing to your boss, telling them how you might not come tomorrow due to some other challenge or emergency. And then your child, for them, they want your time. Can you tell them what you're doing? Like, be open to them. Let me first text this one, then I come back. When you finish texting, put on a side. Like, it is being as open as you can for your child to read through you, because they are seeing you, like we said. So they just read through you.
Oh, wow. Wow, thank you very much. I see, Brian, now you have nothing to add. Oh, there is something. I shouldn't cut you short. So how do you think your approach, because I see you guys are really, really doing well, to discipline and love your children will influence their future relationships and parenting styles?
Yeah, to me, okay.
You can go.
Thank you. What I keep on saying, can my son say, I want to marry a woman like my mom in future? Can my daughter say, I want to marry a man like my dad, or how my dad loves my mom? So when you are an example to your children, I don't know what the future holds, right? But what I know the Lord says in Proverbs 22 verse 6, that train up a child in the way they should grow. So that even if they depart from it, but then I keep on knowing they will get to know where to go. When you are an example to them, when they will differentiate the two things. You can look at your parents and know, the way my mom used to really persevere a few things, you know that your child is definitely going to persevere through challenges, when to speak, because my mom used to do this. Haven't we done those in our marriages? You look at my dad. I love how my dad used to just come and hold the hand of my mom. You see? So the fact that the children are seeing us, there's a question that was running through. As a man, would you want your daughter to marry a man like you? And then the other one says back to the sender.
Oh, no. Yeah.
He says back to the sender. I never asked me such a thing. That means you're also not doing right. If you were doing something right, you would say, yes, I would want my daughter to marry a man like me, who will take care of the family, who will do this, who will do this, the same as me. So what I know that for sure, if my child is copying the rightful things that I'm teaching them, that I'm walking, they're definitely going to have beautiful families ahead. And I proclaim that, like I say that, I speak that.
Yeah, let's hear from, thank you, Joe, and let's hear from you, Brian.
On it, to me, what I pray to God, from what I'm teaching them now, one time they would say, Dad used to tell us this. As the way I get it and say, my mom, my dad used to tell me, do this. Or a boy, you're supposed to be doing this and this and this. And exact thing, I expect them to replicate it and do it the same way. Because if you can ask someone, let's say, now be joking and asking my daughter, how do you want your future to be? I want to be like mom.
Oh. You know, we are their heroes, like all the time. I'm looking up to daddy, I'm looking up to mommy. So really, yeah.
At least we pray that we keep it in that road until other than when you go out, you see other things. You try to copy. And as these children, they tend to learn very fast. She can copy exactly what she has seen someone doing. After copying that, tomorrow she said, no, I want to do it like this, the other way. But when she would remember that, hey, mommy told me this. Is an example I can say, give. Her daughter has allergy.
Allergies. She has some allergies.
Yes, so they disturb her a lot.
Sorry.
But when she's there, let's say she's at school, they have birthdays, so they will used to tell her, stop taking sodas. But when she's there,
she's allergic to the sodas. That I think that preservative they put in.
So she tells you, Mommy said when I take soda, I'll cough. Now when someone gives to her, forcefully, that's when she says, Mommy said, when I take soda, I'll get. Herself, she's aware that when she takes soda, when she doesn't know, she said, no, I don't take soda, I'll get cough. She knows that. And we pray to God that at least most of the things, at least when you tell him from now, she know when she's there, she's growing up, she's with her friends, she knows that some things she's not supposed to do. Even though they are doing them, she's not part of it.
Yeah. Wow. Perfect. Well, and now I see our time is already spent. But just in a few so that we close. If you could go back in time, really, is there anything you would change about your approach to this? Or is there something that you would add? Brian, please go first. Our time is running.
The approach, you said the approach.
Yeah. What would you change if you would? Would you really change anything? Would you add? Would you really?
As of now, I don't know what the future holds. I pray that we keep on, we have the same conversation. We keep that closeness together. when we are close, I don't think that she can get a challenge and fail to tell me.
Wow, I love that.
And then if it is something to change, as of now, I haven't seen much.
I love that. Emma, please, Joe, let me take it up from you as you give us your parting shots thereafter.
My whole right now, how you said, we don't know what the future holds, but to the approach that you're using, we are loving it because we are getting more closer to them. And to me, I keep on saying, my children, I know that for sure my children don't want a perfect mom, because there is nothing like being perfect. They want just a present mom, a happy mom. Can you smile to them? Can you be there to play with them? Can I just encourage them? Yeah, you can go. Can they look back and see my face and know that they are doing something wrong? Or see my face and know, change that. So that is for me. That right now, I don't think I really want to change anything that I'm doing in parenting, but to add more and making, like praying to God to help me be that example that I want to set for them.
Wow. Well, give us your parting shots and we close the show just within I don't know, just the shortest time possible. Let's close the show. Your parting shots. What's your final remark?
Parenting, I would say, be there for them. They need us. They need our time. However much we have too much workload on ourselves, but at least get a little time, spend it with them, talk to them, hear their views.
Thank you. Yeah. Be there, be present.
Be present.
And
what else is and being present to them, and also spending time with them, and just I want to keep saying, be that example for them. Be that person they are going to say, not by default that they're just going to say, Mom is my role model or Dad is my role model, but they mean it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it, dear viewer. Thank you very much for loving us, and thank you very much for keeping it Church of Uganda Family TV. Please don't change the station. We are going to stream live the prayer, the overnight, the night of prayer at Namugongo. The Lord bless you. I love you from the deepest part of my heart. It is a very, very good night, and God bless you.